how Hunter children to do. This year the Queen Quet coming to Hunter from this year James Island, South Kakalaki in the Gullah Geechee Nation. Where Hunter to know to meet a head from the body of this year nation. So I'm so glad for Hunter children were to tune in every week to this year Gullah Geechee TV. Well, Hunter children done get me crack my teeth. So this year air, that the air, that the children that look upon the U.S. Civil War, what we would call with big shooting came in the start. Well, look here. This year weekend, we going to open up this year place. Well, plenty of people that study about because the reenactment and thing going to happen. Yeah, this year Saturday. Well, look here. This year the place of we people that come to way back again. And so this year the Solid Grease Seashore Farmer Lodge number 767. Now, Hunter children ain't see this year building like it does now for a while, long time back when the children first put them here. In James Island upon Solid Degree Road. But this year day, Hunter going to know why it's so special. So they going to open them up this year here, during the year that they look upon the Civil War and things like that. And why you got to have all these things here going on right here upon James Island. So Hunter children know, if Hunter the day with me, Hunter going to know that this year the what going on.
This is outstanding. Okay, so this is the before picture.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Jamaican trip to be here.
Ernest told me y'all were going to Jamaica. And then when I found out y'all were going to Atlanta, I told him he had to stay.
That's where it
That's how it was. Yeah. That is something. And you know what this reminds me of is they have a lodge building which was from the Oysters Company on Defusky. That's built the same way, looks like this now. And for the longest we had been trying to get a group of people to do what y'all did here and restore it before it falls apart. And then in Bluffton there's a house that was the first house that one of our folks owned, and it's right by the oyster factory. It's in this condition too, where it had to be stabilized like that. And people don't understand that just because you see it like that, it doesn't mean that's gonna.
Take a picture of this.
That's what I just did to take them, and they see now what y'all were able to do from this. Yeah, because they don't want to believe you that you can actually fix it back.
You can see the porch done going.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. But y'all replaced the porch, so it's like the original building had.
Here's the original building right there. Right here.
Okay, that's the original image there. Okay.
That's the way it looked back in the 50s, 60s.
Okay.
Okay. So we take it right here, Queen. We're most proud because this right here is kind of a body of everything. It tells of the building.
Yes.
This was a band member from the lodge.
Okay, y'all had a band.
Yeah.
Did that parades downtown.
Okay.
There it is right here.
So what was the name of the band?
We just went after the lodge was there was more than one black lodge to meet downtown.
Right.
But we always won. My mom was there. We always won. So we always won.
Really?
Y'all
battled. Yeah.
They have a rooster. One man had a rooster up on his
shoulder.
Up on his shoulder.
Yeah.
The rooster used to walk around his.
While he playing.
He trained the rooster.
Yeah.
To walk on his shoulder.
That's nice. But nobody got any pictures of him, huh?
No,
with the rooster.
Wow. The rooster.
Oh.
My dad, they was always tell me about it.
Right. Right.
But that's downtown Charleston.
But this is downtown Charleston.
Yeah, we went to the library to try to research that.
Yeah.
To try to get some more
images and information.
And the news clipping, but we couldn't.
You couldn't find anything?
Yeah, library they had nothing.
That's circa 1938.
1930 something.
1938 Charleston Parade.
Okay.
And that's the newspaper that it was in.
That it was in. All right. And so they used to have all the different battles of the bands during the parade, just like we still do now, right?
And this one here, he could make a drum roll. Under the Benjamin.
Those are the drums right there.
Benjamin Richardson. He lived
Benjamin Richardson. All right. So now I know that he's a member of the lodge. Are all of you members?
No. No, ma'am.
No. So the only person who's a member here.
I'm an honorary. They need me honorary.
Why you honorary?
Give me an honorary member so I can try to get some work done.
Okay.
All three of them gonna be honorary members.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Because of the work contributing to the project.
Yeah. That's the way back to get them to let me.
To let you in, because otherwise ain't no such a thing.
Everything is secret, man.
Oh, okay.
Everything's secret.
And so it's only men in the lodge?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Only men.
No, women too.
It's women. So why I can't be a member? I want to be a member of the lodge.
Huh?
You got to be from James Island? What's the requirements?
No, I have talked to my committee now. We'll find out if it'll be all right.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Because everybody I'm sorry from here used to be in the lodge.
That's what I was going to
When
ask.
we went off and came back,
Yeah.
and the reason I didn't join it because I was in the military, I had my own insurance.
Oh.
The lodge was like insurance.
Right. Because you had burial funds and all of that, right?
$500, they still give them up now.
Oh, still?
Still give us
That's
$500.
good.
You die?
So y'all as good as the U.S. government? Because I heard that's all they give to people too.
No,
$500. Oh, $250?
Come and give it
$250 the headstone.
Oh, so y'all better than them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now tell me, if you were not a member of the lodge, but you had a hardship in the family like a death and you ain't had no insurance, does the lodge still help, or you just stick to trying to help the members?
If the family come to us, we would consider doing something.
Doing something
For the family.
For the
Who's
family.
a large member?
Right. And so now where do the funds come from to be in the fund, even for members when the family member died?
Well, you got to pay
From your
dues.
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 Okay. And monthly dues?
Monthly dues, and if a family member die, you got to pay a death benefit dues.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also have a sick benefit dues. If a member gets sick, then you got to contribute to that member, and we give that member a few dollars for sickness. And we also visit the member. And we also assist in whatever help we can give the member.
All right. So now, say for instance, somebody is a widow of one of the members. So do you help her as well?
Yes,
You
we
help
do.
her as well. All right. So now I know you told me already, but give me your name, sir, on camera, and tell me where Hunter they're from and how Hunter become a member in the lodge.
I'm Edward Wilder Jr. I'm the president of Seashore Farmer Lodge here on beautiful James Island.
All right. So now how did you become a member, much less the president?
Well, I became a member when I was real young, so as the older president died out, then I was voted in as president.
Outstanding. So you've been a member how long now?
I would say about 40 years.
Okay, so I think you done earned your way to the presidency.
Well,
Might need to make some other people do that. So now, what made you initially 40 years ago decide to join this?
well, I like the organization.
Why?
Well, because of that same, our musical performance that we do at various holidays. I'm very much impressed with that. As a matter of fact, I was right behind the drummer, marching behind them.
All
and
right.
I was able to take a picture back then, you know, so that we'll have that today. But yes, that was my main concern. I love it, and then most of the parents who belong to the Lord encourage the younger ones to join the Lord.
To join the lodge. As they became adults, it got you involved.
Yeah.
So you could carry on the legacy and still be a part of it.
Most definitely.
Now, it's a farmer's lodge. So are people still doing a lot of farming here on James Island?
Not a whole lot of farmers, but it was originally farmers and fishermen.
Okay.
Mostly members, farmers and fishermen back then.
Right. Okay. So now, if there's not a lot of farmers and fishermen now, people would wonder, well, why would you think that it's still significant to have such a lodge with that kind of name?
Well, the name is the family. The name actually is part of a history of the lodge. But we would definitely take members that is not farmer or fisherman.
But now, from what I read from the history, this building, the original building, was built in 1915. But
1915,
yeah,
it's possible, but we don't know exactly
the exact year.
Yeah.
But you were saying to me that this organization, though, started in 1906. Is that correct?
1906. The lodge was organized in 1906. Yes.
Okay. And then was it on this same property here?
Not in the beginning. They was down the street. They had a building down the street with one of the members. They were actually he had a store, and they used to meet in his store.
Okay.
That was James Wilder.
Okay.
But then later on, this property here became available through George Brown.
Okay.
They actually got this property through George Brown more or less as a gift, but there was some small amount of money exchanged during that time.
During that time. And so that was in the early 1900s.
Early 1900s, right.
Right. And so then this building that we're in on this spot now, is this still the original building that was placed there?
This is the original building.
All right.
We
So
renovated it.
just renovated it now. So now some of the pictures that show how it was, I guess before y'all started this project, say
Right.
4 or 5 years ago, how did it get to that condition since y'all have been a continuously operating organization all this time? How did the building get like it was?
Well, what happened is that we don't have membership dues of $25 or $50 a month or something like that. Our membership dues was very minimal. So we were not able to maintain the building and then also take care of our sick members and also bury our dead.
Tell him with the stone. He goes first. He goes start it first.
Okay,
This
so
is-
it got damaged.
Yeah.
Damaged
Yeah,
and
he
Hugo
damaged it pretty bad, and the funds was not there
to restore
To
it.
restore it.
Okay.
But Ed, since he's a mechanic, I mean a carpenter.
Carpenter.
He took and put the roof back and put a thing back, but he still
Sure it
some of the push
Right.
was off, and we
Okay.
tried to patch.
Right.
And then the next storm came along was Floyd.
Was Floyd.
And Floyd really ripped all the tin off.
Okay.
Then it became water infected.
So was it during Floyd? I noticed the porch is off and some of the pictures
Yeah,
and all that.
Floyd.
So it was the hurricanes that
Yeah,
actually
hurricane,
ripped all of that off of the building.
Exactly.
Because you know, sometimes when folks come into our communities and they see a building in the condition this one used to be in, they'll say, well, why do people on this knock it down? You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand the historic significance, nor do they know why the building got like that.
Right.
They'll come to some conclusion that, oh, the people just didn't care,
Exactly.
so they just neglected the building. But
Right.
they don't realize that the Gullah Geechee Nation is in a hurricane zone.
Right.
So it have nothing to do with neglect. When God said when it ran, you can't hold them back. So here it is. And so now, but you all had the wherewithal to say that building is still valuable to us. And so I see that in some of the pictures you put the boards so you could stabilize the walls and still keep holding up the walls. Now, he mentioned you came and put the roof back
Well,
after
we
Floyd.
did all the stabilizing, I tried to put those support up there to stabilize it.
Okay.
That was basically the main thing, not to have it to actually crumble.
Crumble,
So
yeah.
we really put those up and supported.
Right.
And that held on for a couple, 3 years perhaps.
And which is a good amount of time around here, because you right down the creek right there.
Yeah.
So even with salt and all that just by itself, I tell people you stay outside, you're long enough salt to eat you. Okay, so much less to have stabilizing beams in a building that's already been kind of storm weathered
Right.
to protect that. But now I noticed there's a lot of tongue and groove in this building. Was this part of the new process, or was this the way the building was anyway?
Originally they were tongue and groove.
Tongue and groove. And was it the ceiling and the floors done in tongue and groove?
Tongue and the floor.
All right. Because a lot of times today you do that, that's expensive work.
It was expensive.
But solid. Yeah, solid work. And so now I know that with all the work you put in now, you must have even more appreciation for the original builders of this building.
Well, me and the community.
Yes.
At first now, let me just make something clear. There were times when our lords had decided that maybe we shouldn't try to
Restore.
refurbish the building. But we have ideas from people like Covey, other people that came into the community, and then we discussed it. And from that discussion, then this came up. Because
Right.
he was part of the town of James Island at that time.
Yes.
And by discussing it, he was able to get a loan from, or a gift from the town of James Island.
But before that happened, they were thinking of bricking it up,
Yeah.
Okay, they were going to brick it
and
up.
I was already into this historical.
Historic preservation.
Yeah, preservation.
Right.
And I didn't want to see them brick the building up because it would
Right.
lose. Because there were three large like this, but this was the oldest one.
Okay.
In the Grimble community, and also, but both of them in the Grimble community, they bricked the one up.
Oh, in Grandma.
Yes, the little fork there.
Yeah.
They bricked that one up.
Okay.
And that's what they had in mind to do.
Right.
Then the other one, a man from Folly Beach, but the other one is still, if you go down, we can show you
Sure.
that one.
Yeah, I would like to
He
see.
not restored,
Right.
but he took it out of a little bit, what he done, he took a little out of conformity.
I see. Okay.
But what we did, when we found about it, I met Dr. Delaney down there.
Oh yeah, Maver Research Center.
Yeah. And he helped me put a grant together.
Okay.
And we had to check the foundation first to see if the
Absolutely.
foundation
See if it was still stable and all of that.
The architect, what's the architect name gonna be here?
Rick
Mount.
Okay.
And Ed got together and they got up beneath there to see if the foundation was still good.
All right.
And the foundation was still good and was solid. So then that started the process. We started seeking out grants.
Excellent. And so now you've been able to get historic preservation grants that were able to help you do the restoration.
Check the foundation out.
Okay.
And that started it. That started the process.
All right. And so now that was around what time when you started looking into those?
They said, well, after we got the grant, they said, then my uncle, who was the vice president, said, we can't let company to transact large business. So
I see. Because you wasn't a member.
So they made me
an honorary member.
They made me an honorary member.
Okay.
And after I got the honorary member, then that
you could move things forward.
And I tell Ed, we need to get the plaque for the historical.
Yes.
And that took a while
to do
because I was talking to this young lady from up there in Colombia.
Yes.
And she would tell me what we need to do. She came out here, down here. We talked and she took pictures.
Right.
She said, wow, the young lady, she moved. You met her, Corey.
To Texas.
To Texas.
Yes,
Diane Blair.
Diane Blair?
Yeah, I was in
Okay.
close contact with her.
Right.
I was going to all the preservation meetings. And get in contact.
Good.
And then she came down and we started working and she said, we got to get the plaque.